Great, and hopefully what you're starting to see is how the speakers build on each other and how all the topics are falling together. And we're going to hear words that are repeated throughout the thing, but everybody's got their different take on it and going different places with it. Our next speaker that we're going to get to, a great guy, Andrew Davis, probably the most energy of anybody I've ever met, and he will bounce around here for a good amount of time, giving us all that we need to know about loyalty. So let's go ahead and welcome with his intro. Andrew Davis is the best-selling author of Brandscaping and Town Inc. and a bleeding-edge marketing and media futurist. Before co-founding, building, and selling a thriving digital marketing agency, Andrew created programming for local television, produced for NBC's Today Show, worked for the Muppets in New York, and wrote for Charles Kuralt. He was even a child actor, when he was younger. Today, Andrew will teach us how, by leveraging the loyalty loop, we can use our current customers to create a never-ending loop of rabid fans and loyal new buyers. Please welcome Andrew Davis.
Yes. I'm running with my water bottle. That's some good brand managed camp water. We all work for unique brands. We have unique value propositions. We have unique ad campaigns. We have very original and very different branding style guides. We are unique. We are different. But when's the last time you went undercover on behalf of your brand? When's the last time you went and spied on the marketplace as a customer? When is the last time you surfed the web like your customer? Because I don't think it would take very long for you to realize that we might think we're different, but we don't look that different from everybody else. It only takes 15 minutes to do this. It doesn't matter what industry, you can pick any industry. When's the last time you went and browsed the About Us pages of all your competitors looking to see what they stand for? What do they do? How is it different and unique from us? Well, you could pick any industry. How about credit unions? Let's check out how unique and different their About pages are. Let's take a look here. This is Allianz, right? Superior personal service. This is what they offer. Well, let's take a browse on down and check out the guys at Golden One. Oh, they're a full-service credit union. That sounds good. I don't want a half-service one. They have value, convenience, and exceptional service. And what are their core values? Service excellence, integrity, respect, and thank goodness, financial stability. That's unique. How about the Credit Union of Texas? There you can experience more. How much more? Oh, there's good things here. Employees are empowered to help you get where you are going. They truly care about you, and you can experience something unexpected. What about these guys at America First? At America First, our mission is to provide personal financial services of a superior quality, concern being our financial well-being. And also, we have a high quality of service. In the credit union business, let me tell you what's really unique. If you just did not care about the customer. Because credit unions have amazing, exceptional, personal, superior service. It doesn't matter where you go or what pages you read. There's a problem with this because we all look and sound the same, even though we keep telling everyone we're different. We look like a commodity. Stop telling me you're different and start showing me you're different. Let me show you what this looks like, what it looks like to actually show someone you're different. Let's stay right here in Vegas, and let's have some fun for a few minutes, really outside most of our comfort zones. Let's talk about some implosions. Now, this is the Boardwalk Hotel. Raise your hand if you remember the Boardwalk Hotel in Vegas. A few people. These people know how grungy and grimy it was in 2006. It was not a great hotel. And they needed to make way for a new complex that was going to be built on the Boardwalk property. And so they needed to implode this building and get rid of it to make way for the Aria Hotel. Do you guys know the Aria? Yes. The Aria Hotel is the single largest privately funded construction project in American history. $11 billion was spent on that property. They had plenty of money to implode this building. And what they did was they sent out a request for proposal from the ARIA management to a bunch of people asking them to submit a proposal to implode the Boardwalk Hotel. And everybody responded within $9 and $13 million. Okay, so picking on price is kind of irrelevant. And they all filled out their beautiful RFPs and mentioned 3 main criteria. We are unbelievably safe. You can be assured that we have a safety record you can count on. We are unbelievably experienced. We've done this before. Imploding buildings is our business. And we will clean up the job site when we are done so you can build the Aria Palace with no problems. They all said the same thing. So they picked the middle-of-the-road vendor at $11 million, and they imploded the building at 3 a.m. in 2006. Let me show you what this experience looks like. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Some drunk guys on a parking garage. Yes. They're drunk. They're definitely drunk. That took about 27 seconds to implode the building. That's it. That's a commodity experience. That's telling everyone we're different and showing them what they bought. Let me show you what happened a year later when they had to implode the Frontier Hotel in 2007. Now, the Frontier Hotel is down the boardwalk, down the strip, down right across the street from the Wynn, but between that and the Trump Hotel. Do you guys know where I'm talking about? Do you guys remember the Frontier Hotel in 2007? Maybe the same 2 people. Yeah, I don't know. You were staying at some pretty fancy resorts back then. This hotel was not up to standard of the Wynn, and they wanted to make way for a new complex, a brand new, beautiful thing they were calling the Palace Hotel and Resort. And they did the exact same process that was done a year before. They sent out a request for proposals, they invited people to submit them, and they all came back between $9 and $13 million, and everybody said, we're really, really experienced, don't worry about a thing, we're unbelievably safe, hey, we got safety first is what we do, and don't worry, we'll clean up the job site so you can build this amazing thing you want to build. Except for one company. Clausen Construction submitted a $35 million proposal to implode the building. And they won the bid. 3 times the revenue. Because they had all of the commodity-driven things, but they added one amazing element. They looked at every rendering of the Palace Hotel that they could find. And in every single rendering, they had fireworks. And the people at Clausen's Construction said, why don't we put on a show? Not a 27-second implosion. Let's take this building down in style. Let's do it in 30 minutes. Let's set out all the hotel rooms around the way so everybody can watch the implosion at 3 in the morning. Let's light it so everybody can watch this happen. 30 minutes they imploded this building. You ready? Let's watch some of it. Here we go. How about those fireworks, right? Beautiful. Multi-camera shoot for the experience. They even counted down in fireworks. 8, 7, 6. Come on, I can't hear you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys want to see it? Oh, do you? That's interesting. This experience is totally different. Because all they did for 30 minutes was raise anticipation for the implosion. They constantly teased you like, this is it, watch it, get the camera out, it's about to go down. Oh, no, it's not yet. They're counting down now, but when it gets to 1, it's going to go down. Do you guys want to see it more after 30 minutes of being teased and brought to the point of explosion? That's a really bad metaphor. I'm going to... Let me just show the here we go. Not yet. Here we go. No, not yet. I can't breathe. Bring it down. Yes. Look at that. Beautifully lit implosion. car alarm going off for effect. That is an experience. This is the difference between telling me you're different and showing me you're different. It's a $35 million business deal. It's 3 times the average revenue. And what's even more important, the difference isn't just the fireworks. The difference is the delivery of the result for Clausen Construction. Their great experience that they created for the Palace Hotel creates a self-selecting environment where people say, I want to celebrate the past and usher in a new era with an amazing show. It's higher value, 3 times the amount of the value of everybody else's implosion. It's clearly communicated. You can see the difference in those 2 proposals. It's really easy to understand. It's ownable. Clausen Construction has made a decade-long career out of just this one implosion. And everybody asks for them. It's referral-based, and it lasts 3 times as long. It's amazing. A 30-minute experience. The truth is, we don't sell products or services. We actually sell an experience. And you don't have to have the best products or the best services in the marketplace, but you do have to deliver the best experience, hands down. So what if we implode our current customer experience? Ask yourself, what if we added some fireworks? Not literal fireworks. Work with me on the analogy. But that's the difference between showing and telling. And as a brand, we have to start thinking about this in a very different way. Now, for decades, we've thought about raising awareness for our brand and using a funnel to pull people through so that we get these loyal customers and brand advocates at the bottom of the funnel. But there's no marker for what to do with those people next. How do we actually build a referral system that keeps us going? Well, instead of the funnel, I love to use the Consumer Journey by McKinsey. And I've changed it a little bit, but just bear with me. I'm going to walk you through it. What I love about this consumer journey is it has no beginning, and middle, and end. You can enter the journey at any point on this loop. And it's a series of interlocking loops that go round and around. This actually looks like the way we buy today. Now, let me walk you through a quick example, and then we're going to focus on the loyalty loop experience for the rest of the time, okay? But let's start right over here at the moment of inspiration. The moment of inspiration is an instant in time that sends you on a journey you never expected, okay? So let's say your boss walked in one day and said, we have a new education budget, and you guys can go to a conference or 2 every year, and we'll pay everything. That is a moment of inspiration. That morning when you came to the office, you weren't sure about what you were going to do that day, but all of a sudden you've been inspired to go on a journey to find an event, a conference, an educational opportunity for you to take advantage of. That is the moment of inspiration. The next thing that happens is a trigger question pops into your mind. And the trigger question in this instance might be, what event could I go to? That's the question. Very simple, and it happens very quickly. And then the next thing that happens is the initial consideration set. This is the first brand that comes to your mind when you try to answer that question on your own. Now, for a lot of brands, that's like the Super Bowl ad people. These are the people that just buy awareness, and you just immediately think of that brand. But even in this instance, you might not have thought of Brand Manage Camp. You might have thought, I'm going to go to one of those Tony Robbins, Awake the Giant Within. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to go research that and pitch it to my boss. And now you move into active evaluation. And in active evaluation, you start adding and subtracting brands as you move closer and closer to the moment of purchase. So maybe you give your boss this Awakening the Giant Within brochure, and he says, wait a second, this is not personal fulfillment and education. It has to be related to the business. And you're back. The brand is out. And now you might think of Content Marketing World, or I don't know what other conferences come to mind. These come while you're researching in active evaluation. And eventually, somehow, you come across Brand Manage Camp. And at that point, you're at the moment of purchase. You are actually at the very beginning of the loyalty loop. You've now made a commitment to the brand. You put in your credit card and you arrive here. The moment of purchase is the start of the loyalty loop experience. And everything that happens after the moment of purchase is meant to actually create new moments of inspiration that trigger new questions in the mind of you or potential customers and clients that create an initial consideration set for the brand you are, and then actually move you rapidly to the moment of purchase again. And they avoid active evaluation. Does that make sense? Awesome. High five. That was a virtual one. I got one awesome. I'm going to take that as the voice of the group, which is but fine. So the loyalty loop is an engine that forces you to focus on the customers you have to get the customers you want. The loyalty loop experience I define as a series of post-purchase encounters designed to deliver intense and eager enjoyment, interest, or approval. It's not an experience. It's a series of encounters that build a real picture of what the experience will be and is. From the moment of purchase on. This event, Brand Manage Camp, has a huge number of people that come back year after year. I've met people who have come 7, 8 years in a row because they've got an unbelievably powerful loyalty loop experience. And when people ask me, what event should I go to? What single event should I go to? The first one that comes to mind is Brand Manage Camp. It's my initial consideration set, and I get people quickly right to the moment of purchase. We have to own the loyalty loop. You've got to use the customers and clients you have to generate the customers and clients you want. Let me show you what this looks like. So you can see the difference between thinking and telling people you're different and actually showing them you're different to build a loyalty loop that continually keeps your client base and customers coming back for more. Let me tell you about Tulsa Renew, a company that changed the game, not just for their own business, but for an entire industry. They created a loyalty loop experience that transformed a lot of players in a very interesting market. This is Tulsa Renew's webpage, and they actually provide windows, siding, and roofing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I bet you already put that together. Smart crowd. So basically, his job was to sell windows, siding, doors, and roofs to people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he was a new player in the marketplace. The guy's name who runs this company is Stephen Jones. And Stephen Jones came to the market with his guns blaring. He was so excited to win some business, but he couldn't compete on price, so he kept lowering his price to just win a few deals. And those customers didn't come back for more. I actually met Stephen Jones at an event just like this. I got into the elevator. He was holding his iPad, and he said, "Hey, that was a fun session, Andrew. I have a brand new website. Would you look at my website?" And I was like, "Sure, that'd be fine." I thought he meant like later on at dinner or something, but he got off on my floor, and he was like, "Is now a good time?" I was like, "Now is great, yeah. Let's check it out." So he pulls up tulsarenew.com, and he said, "Man, we just redesigned our website. I'm so excited about it. Be honest. Don't hold back. Just tell me." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it." So he's like, "This is our homepage." I'm like, "Looks like every other siding guy's homepage." He's like, "Got it. How about this? Look at this. I got before and after photos, a brand new gallery of all the siding we've done. It's beautiful." I'm like, "Everybody has this. This is not different." He's like, "Oh, I'll show you what's different. We have a map of all the places, like the neighborhoods where we work, so people can say, 'Oh, you work in my neighborhood. That's good. You must be trusted by my neighbors.'" I'm like, "Well, that's a little different. That might be unique, but I'm not sure what to do with that." And he's like, okay, check out our About Us page. I shot a video. This is me, Stephen Jones. And basically, let me just play you the video. And he hits play on the video. I have ADD, and this is just like every other business owner video I've ever seen. Like, "I'm Stephen Jones, and I'm the owner of Tulsa Renew." So I start to tune out. And I start reading his About Us copy. And it says right here, "Our ability to provide the ultimate client experience." Was that the wrong way? Ultimate client experience. Yeah. And it's all in caps. And I'm thinking to myself, what is the ultimate client experience? So I stop the video. I say, "Stephen, what is the ultimate client experience?" And this is what he says verbatim. He spits this out of his mouth. "At Tulsa Renew, we believe that you should know exactly what's going on in your house, even when you're not at home, every single day we're on the job." I was like, that is amazing. Do you actually do that? Have you had a contractor that is their promise to you? Wouldn't you love a contractor who told you exactly what was going on at your house while you were at work? We all would. So I said, Stephen, how do you do this? And he's like, oh, it's real easy. And he takes me to YouTube to show me a video that he sends to his customers, every single customer, every day he's on the job at 2 p.m. every day. Let me play you one of those videos. This is for the Pelger house in December, okay? Here we go.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Pelger, just want to give you an update on what we're doing this morning. We're, of course, got the Tyvek up here, and we're starting the starter strip for this next row of siding. Got the flashing installed up the rake here, your new vent in, and we're really working on this front gable right now.
What? This is what happens. People are sitting at their desk in that post-lunch funk. They get an email from their contractor, and at first they're like, oh no, my contractor emailed me, the house is burnt down. Then they open the email, and he says, I've sent you a video with an update, and you click the link, a private link to a YouTube video, and you start watching it, and you go, oh my gosh, Bob, my contractor sent me a video. And Bob comes over, and he watches the video with you and says, your contractor shoots videos and sends them to you every day? Yeah, he does. Who's your contractor? Stephen Jones from Tulsa Renew? Can I get Stephen's phone number? For every one video he sends out on the first day he's on the job, he gets 7 referrals. He closes 5 of them. And he costs 25% more than everyone else in the market. How does he do this magic? What kind of production effort do you need? He hired video crews that are shooting with a bunch of guys that are on ladders? No, he bought a $5.99 app from the App Store called Coach's Eye, which is meant for golf swing coaching that allows you to rewind the video and pause it and say, keep your butt in, hold your thing up. And it automatically uploads to YouTube, and you can automatically send an email to your client. This worked so well in the loyalty loop that he started to use it to close deals right before the moment of purchase. So what he would do to differentiate his 25% more on his bottom line for a job that was an average job was send a video that explained exactly what was in the paperwork you got. While every other vendor was sending a long list of technical terms and part numbers and stuff, he would send that, but he'd also send a video. This is the kind of video he would send. So calming.
Great meeting with you guys again today, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. It's good to hear you guys are doing great.
They are doing great.
Go over the scope of work here. What we'd be installing is the shingles and both of these pockets. So we've got 2 pockets here. 1, 2.
You get it, right? He shows you how he's different instead of telling you, I send you a video all the time. This is how he changed an entire industry. What if we owned our loyalty loop just like he does? How does our own post-purchase experience even just reflect the biggest concerns of our customers? Have we thought about what it would look like if we addressed them differently than everybody else in the marketplace? Stephen Jones has been so successful in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that he's now penetrated 5 more markets and just spent 3 months opening up a new office called London Renew. His business is booming because he changed the game by focusing on every instant from the moment of purchase all the way through the new referral, the new opportunity, the next opportunity. Now, to do this, you actually have to harness a simple concept called consumer momentum. Now, to picture this, I want you to think about the last time you went on vacation, okay? Not a day away from the office, but like a week-long vacation where you're relaxing on the beach or hiking mountains, whatever you like to do, where you really disconnected. And I want you to think about, when were you happiest? Were you happiest before the vacation? Raise your hand if you were happiest before you went on vacation. No one raised their hand. Okay. Raise your hand if you were happiest during your vacation. Oh, look at that. That's a lot of people. Raise your hand high so I can tell. Okay, that's everybody. It's almost. Raise your hand if you were really happy when you got back to the office after your vacation. One guy who's sitting next to his boss. That's a good idea. Okay, well, a bunch of Danish researchers actually asked people over the course of 10 years They surveyed people every single day, and they started for 8 weeks before you started your vacation, through the entire vacation, up to 8 weeks after your vacation. And they just asked, are you happy? And here's what it turns out. You are happiest for up to 8 weeks before you go on vacation. Now, why is this? This is because you're picturing your vacation. You're imagining how it's amazing it's going to be. You've booked a hotel room with a beautiful ocean view and the white flowing curtains. And you can't wait to check into that room and smell the ocean breeze. Then you go on vacation. You check in after a hellish day with the kids and luggage and stuff. You get to your room. You fling open the white curtains, and there's the parking lot. You are not as happy as you would have been. And it just goes downhill from there. This is actually a very simple concept called hedonic decline. It's the simple idea that wanting is better than having. And in the retail business, they call this the satisfaction of browsing. Happiness is not derived from acquiring the item or the item itself, but from targeting it, wanting it, and anticipating its arrival into your life. It's all about building anticipation, just like Clausen Construction and their implosion. If we are going to build powerful brands, we have to combat hedonic decline. We have to build an experience that's actually more satisfying than buying the product itself, which means our experience has to create and maintain the sense of longing that they have, just like in your vacation. So this is what consumer momentum looks like. This is what I call the consumer momentum curve. Some of you might recognize it as the gym membership curve. Let me walk you through a quick example of how this works with a purchase I made. Okay, there are 4 phases, and on the y-axis, you're looking at enthusiasm. Okay, 0 enthusiasm is you couldn't care less. You forgot what you bought. You don't remember the brand. You have no relationship with it. You're not enthusiastic about it at all. And 100 is your intense and eager enjoyment, interest, or approval. You couldn't be more excited about this product, this meal, this experience than any other time in your life. Okay? Now, every purchase you make starts actually at a 50. You start at a 50. You don't start at a 0 because you've purchased the item. Now, this actually happened to me when I bought Rock Band 2 a few years ago. I was so excited to buy Rock Band 2. If you don't know it, it's like karaoke with fake instruments and points that don't matter. It's a video game. And I was so excited about Rock Band 2, so I ordered it on Amazon. And the minute I make that purchase, the moment of purchase, I am now in the loyalty loop. And every experience and interaction I have can either raise or lower anticipation. Now, I order Rock Band 2 from Amazon, and the first email I get is, hey, your credit card has not been declined. You can own Rock Band 2. And all of a sudden, my anticipation goes up. I'm like, high five, I paid the bill. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm at like a 55 on the enthusiasm scale. And then I get another email a few hours later that's like, it's boxed up, and it's heading out the door, and here's your tracking number. And I'm like, yes, it's like a 70. I'm so excited. So I click the tracking number. I get to the UPS website, and UPS doesn't have the tracking number. So I went to a 70 and then back down to a 55. And I'm like, man, it's not really out of the thing yet. Thanks, guys. And for the next 2 days, I actually follow it across the country, and my anticipation for the product's arrival in my life starts going up and higher and higher. And all of a sudden, Friday arrives, and I get an alert that it's at my house. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So I tell everybody at work that I'm not feeling very well. I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to cut out early. It was that burrito. And I head out the door. I am at the peak of the anticipation phase. I am so excited about getting home to open this box. And this is the moment that I actually enter the honeymoon phase. I'm now going to open the box. And I start unboxing Rock Band 2. It's 3 o'clock on a Friday. I crack open a beer. I'm so excited. I'm reading every instruction. I'm plugging everything in. I can't wait to do Beastie Boys. I'm so psyched. And this is very important. My wife was going away for the weekend, so I invited a bunch of my friends over so we could trash the house and play Rock Band 2 as loud as we want all day. So I set it up in the living room. We play all weekend. We have an awesome time. Trash the house. I'm very hungover on Sunday morning, and my wife calls from Connecticut and says, I'm on my way home. Can't wait to see you. I missed you so much. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to clean this up. This is not good. So I clean up the entire room. The honeymoon phase is over, my friends. That's right. My first interaction with the brand has ended, and now my wife is coming home, and I need to be re-inspired over the course of time to be reintroduced and re-energized about the brand. They need to re-inspire me to feel the way I felt the moment I first used it. That didn't happen. So what happened was my wife came home. She actually played. We had a really good time playing Rock Band 2, but then we were having friends over at the end of the week. So I cleaned it up in the living room, and I moved it to the dining room in a corner. And then a few weeks later, it was Thanksgiving, and my wife was like, we need extra space. And I was like, you're right, let me move this. So I put it down in the basement. It takes a lot of inspiration to get Rock Band 2 out of this mess. It doesn't happen. A year later, we were moving, and I actually had to get everything out of the basement. I found Rock Band 2, and I moved into the relegation phase. I put it on Craigslist and sold it to $100 to some college kids because I no longer was inspired to interact with the brand. This is the consumer momentum curve, and it's actually a really simple idea. We just can combat hedonic decline by understanding and affecting consumer momentum. You have to ask yourself, what does our consumer momentum curve look like? From the moment of purchase to the next interaction, what are we doing to raise anticipation? We have to rethink our loyalty loop experience to maximize enthusiasm every step of the way. You guys doing all right? I know we're getting to lunch. I need some more Brand Managed Camp water. It's very hot up here. Thank you, Len. That's, wow. Okay. All right, let's go through quickly 4 simple secrets to harnessing consumer momentum and owning the loyalty loop. And I know Jay Akunzo was up here telling you that don't listen to secrets. These are simple secrets that are not easy. How's that? And you have to think through them for yourself. They may not apply to everyone. That's my disclaimer. Okay, so let's talk about secret number 1. You have to heighten anticipation. The truth is, anticipation actually earns attention over time, and that's all it really is. And brands that are really good at this is the second time so far that Domino's is coming up, but Domino's is unbelievably good at this. Raise your hand if you've tried the pizza builder, the online pizza builder. Raise your hand really high so I can tell. Okay, these people have seen this experience. For those of you that haven't, I suggest as a brand person, you must interact with this experience to feel what it feels like, to feel the enthusiasm. It's totally irrational, and I cannot explain it. You must try it for yourself. The people who have tried it are nodding their heads. They're like, yeah, he's right. I don't know why. It's so stupid, and I love it. Here's how it works. You build a pizza online, which is not the novelty here, okay? And what they do is they send you an email inviting you to track your pizza being made online. Now, I ordered this at my office at 11 a.m., and I had work to do. But I got this email, and I was like, wait, you can track your pizza? I'll track my pizza, thanks. This is awesome. So I clicked the link, and all of a sudden, it's got an interface with some music I can pick. And it says, Vanessa began custom making my order at 11:25. Who is Vanessa? Vanessa's awesome. Thank you, Vanessa. We can learn a lot just about simple personalization from Domino's. We think personalization is about using someone's first name in their order. What about personalizing the experience you provide by just adding the person's name that's actually doing the action? This is so simple. And now I have a bizarre relationship with Vanessa, and I'm waiting, I'm wondering, what is step 2? There are 5 steps to make a pizza. What is step 2? And I wait, and then it starts blinking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Vanessa's put it in the oven. That's step 2. Put it in the oven. Thank you, Vanessa, for putting it in the oven. For 10 minutes, I play with the music. I wait for the blinking light to move to 3, to 4, to 5. I'm so excited when John takes it out of the oven, does a quality check, gets in his vehicle, and is on his way in less than 10 minutes. John is going to deliver my pizza. John shows up at the office. I'm like so excited to see him. I'm like standing at the reception area, and he walks in. I'm like, John, you made it. And John just looks at me, and he goes, you use the pizza tracker, huh? I was like, I did. This is amazing, John. And I get the pizza box, and they invite me to take the next step in the loyalty loop. just like Zoe was talking about, they're trying to make it easier and easier to give me this great experience over and over again. And trust me, the pizza is no different. I know they tell you it's different. It's still pretty crappy pizza. That is not my point. Order the pizza anyway, because the online order tracker heightens anticipation. And more than that, it invites you to share your enthusiasm with the rest of the world. As your anticipation builds, you're like, I gotta tell someone. My pizza's in stage 3. And when you go online to look, you can search any hour of the day for Domino's order tracker on Twitter, and you will see people that minute who are ordering pizza. Let me read some. Love the Domino's order tracker. Now I can sit on my porch and say things like, yo, Brandon, when the delivery boy walks up. How about watching the Domino's tracker on my order? Makes me so excited. See the enthusiasm? How about this? I love at Domino's. I just saw the online order tracker. So cool. Love that you see exactly where and who they are in the process of your pizza. These people are they're on the top of anticipation. Their enthusiasm couldn't be more high. And I want to point out that this is not amazing technology. Read the one in the middle. Domino's awesome tech. His order, which consisted entirely of a soda, had been placed in the oven. This is not about technology or whiz-bangs. This is about simply raising anticipation for a commodity item. You can go on Instagram and people will say things like this: Domino's order tracker is the coolest thing ever. Patiently waiting for Devin to bring us our pizza. He left at 8:59. This is what happens. How about this guy? Sometimes I order Domino's just to use the pizza tracker. That's what Domino's wants. In 2012, Domino's surpassed $1 billion worth of online orders. And ordering pizza is no longer a task, it's an experience that heightens anticipation. What if we focused on maximizing the enthusiasm in our anticipation phase? What are you doing to heighten anticipation? What is your Domino's order tracker? It doesn't have to be technology, but you've got to heighten anticipation. The second secret is to maximize the honeymoon phase. This is an unbelievably important part of your brand's interaction with the customers you've just acquired. The item has just arrived in their life. The service you've just provided has just started to happen. And you've got to understand how long the honeymoon phase is. Let me show you what Jasmine Grimm did when she needed to dress up for success. Jasmine is in the red dress, and this is a friend of hers. They came along with her when Jasmine was being honored at a Woman of Influence event in Pennsylvania. Now, this is an awards night for a nonprofit, and Jasmine was so excited to be being honored. But she didn't have the money to buy a one-time event dress, so instead of buying the dress, she went to rent the runway, which is kind of like a Netflix for dresses. I'm sure a lot of other people know what it is. But basically, you can find a dress online and essentially rent the dress for your event and then return the dress next time. So she rented this beautiful red dress online. And what they do is they send you the dress for your event, and they also send along a fit kit. This is actually Jasmine unboxing the dress that arrived in her life. Unboxing videos for brands that have products that you mail are some of the most insightful pieces of research you can ever encounter. I want you to go and look at the unboxing videos. And inside this box, she gets a fit kit. Now, the fit kit is just a bunch of things that are designed to make sure you look your best, to keep things in place and stick things down and whatever you need to do with this stuff. But the fit kit is in there. It's an important part of an unexpected experience. And obviously, you put on the dress, you go to an event, you take pictures like this, and they actually call it the after-party glow moment. The moment when you realize this has been a tremendous event, I looked great, I felt great, I've just been honored, just like Jasmine was. And this exact moment is when they invite you to share your experience online. This is when they invite you to post on Instagram and share the fact that you are wearing a dress you're really proud of. This is when they invite you to share again on Instagram the night before, the night after your party. They invite you to enter a competition, and they give away style awards every week for people that went to prom or parties. These are the things that keep the loyalty loop moving because people post these pictures on Facebook. They invite their friends to see the dress, to be impressed with the fit kit they got. This is about the experience that Rent the Runway provides and the honeymoon period in the life. They invite you to do it at the maximum of your enthusiasm. We've got to think like that Rent the Runway. 6 million members, a 2016 valuation of $600 million. And all they're doing is leveraging the positive emotions of the loyalty loop phase, of honeymoon phase and the loyalty loop, to drive those new memberships and return sales, to just keep the loop moving. We need to understand the power of the honeymoon phase. We need to maximize the exposure of that enthusiasm in the honeymoon phase. If you ask for a review 3 weeks after I tried the product, my review will be mediocre at best if I can't remember your name, your company, what you did for us. Ask yourself, how can I inspire my customers to share their experience at the height of enthusiasm? What is your after-party glow moment? Can you define it, target it, and invite your brand advocates to share it with their friends, families, followers, friends, fans? I don't know any other F words. Maximize the honeymoon phase. Man, Las Vegas is dry. Okay, good thing I filled that up. All right, let's talk about the third phase. You've got to extend inspiration, okay? The inspiration phase is unbelievably important because after the honeymoon phase, there can be a precipitous drop-off where people don't think or consider your brand for months or years even because they haven't been re-inspired to re-engage with the brand. It's not adding value to their lives. And the more we think about this as a pre-purchase experience as well as a post-purchase experience, it starts to build a really powerful loyalty loop. Let me introduce you to Bart Van Olfen. This is Bart holding a fish. And in 2000, he was a European fish distributor based in the Netherlands. And Bart was really excited about preaching the word of sustainable fishing. He went around the country trying to get grocery stores and restaurants to buy sustainably fished fish. Yes, it costs more, but your customers will appreciate the healthy and wonderful lifestyle. This is what you need to buy, and no one bought. For 10 years, Bart had a struggling business, and he thought he had the answer. In 2010, he was like, you know what? I will convert the customer instead of these people that I can't sell to, and then I'll have a successful business. So he wrote a book. That's right. It's called Bart's Fish Tales, Stories and Recipes from Sustainable Fisheries Around the World. It's got 2 reviews. One is his mom. So not the most successful book in changing minds ever to be written on sustainably fished fish. And he was about to give up. But in September of 2013, he found Instagram. And in September of 2013, he decided to do something really special, to create the world's shortest cooking show. Whoa. That's right, on Instagram. He's got big ambition for this. So he did. He went on Instagram on Friday afternoon, and he posted his first one on how to select a fish. Are you guys ready for the world's shortest cooking show? Here we go. Take it away, Bart.
Today, I will tell you 3 tips to buy fresh fish. Make sure the eyes are bright, the gills are red, and the skin is shiny.
There you go. Pretty good show. You can clap for Bart. That's right. It was 13 seconds, and he was like, just keep nodding. Keep nodding. That's it. And these were really popular all of a sudden. And he said, you know what? Let me expand this from not just tips about how to select a fish. Why don't I actually do some recipes? So he started doing a recipe every single Friday in the world's shortest cooking show format. Here is the recipe for seared scallops and antiboise, okay?
Seared scallops and antiboise. Tomato, shallot, olives, fry the scallops. Bon appetit.
Boom. And people said, I love this, but where can I get the recipe? I cannot keep up. It's only 15 seconds. And they were like, no problem. I'll post it on my website, fishtales.com. Here you go. There's pan-seared scallops and antiboise. And people started printing them out, going to the grocery store and saying, I need some seared scallops. I'm making that for dinner. Can you give me the scallops? Or can you give me the tuna or the salmon or whatever the recipe every Friday was. And the next time Bart went into these grocery stores and said, hey, I'm Bart, I wondered if you want to buy some scallops or something. They were like, are you the Bart with the recipes? We ran out of scallops last week. You got to give us a heads up. What is this Friday? And they started buying his fish. And then all of a sudden, people said, I love the short videos, but can we see the long version? Let's look at the long version.
Hello, welcome on another Fishy Friday here at Bart's Fish Tales, and today we're going to make a delicious...
It's the long version, same recipe. And all of a sudden he had YouTube subscribers who loved his videos, and every Friday he uploaded another video. And Instagram, his account isn't full of all sorts of other stuff, it's just Fishy Friday after Fishy Friday, fish tale after fish tale. He doesn't have lifestyle photos about fishing, he doesn't preach a message about fishing. Bart's Fish Tales became so popular in 2 years that he launched his own brand of packaged seafood products in the store. They're called Fish Tales, surprisingly enough. And on every one of those packages, they tell a story about the person who personally caught this fish. The sustainably fished story of Mariano, who caught this fish, and we helped put it in a can so you can eat it today. And on every one of those cans, it invites you to get one of Mariano's recipes from Fish Tales on Instagram, which leads you to download the recipe, which then leads you to download more recipes and watch more videos and tell other friends and buy more seared scallops and other products. It is a 20 million euro brand. All started because of a simple loyalty loop. He got people to subscribe. We've got to harness the power of a subscription, a simple one, because content builds relationships, relationships build trust, and trust is what drives revenue in the loyalty loop. We've got to harness the power of subscribe. What if you extend your inspiration phase by creating a subscription that people can be inspired over and over by? What is your version of Fishy Friday? All right, I know what happens when you go to events like this, all right? Your anticipation phase keeps ramping up. You arrive in Vegas. You come to this unbelievably awesome event. You're in the honeymoon phase right now. You're having an awesome time. You're going to have lunch. Then the honeymoon phase continues. Then tomorrow the honeymoon phase continues. You're going to come back to the office with a million ideas. You're at the peak of your honeymoon phase. And you're going to walk in and be like, guys, I got a million ideas. We're going to change everything. We're redoing it. I got this loyalty loop thing. And everybody's going to be like, well, you were in Vegas. All hell broke loose. And before you know it, you're going to be back in the weeds. So you can extend your inspiration phase by getting inspiration over lunch from me for the next 6 days. That's it. Because I know you can't handle much more of that from me. 6 days of inspiration over lunch to keep you inspired, to extend your inspiration phase. All right, now the last secret is to remove friction. And Zoe was talking about creating frictionless experiences. We need to get closer and closer to our customers' experience. If we're going to create something that's really different, to show them that we're different, we have to think like Brandy Temple. In 2010, Brandy Temple found herself in a bizarre predicament just before the holidays. Her husband had been laid off from work, and she was a stay-at-home mom, and she needed to save some money on the Christmas gifts so that she could, find some ways to stretch the dollars while she or her husband found a new job. So Brandy decided she'd actually, instead of buying a bunch of gifts for the kids, she'd actually make some new clothing out of remnants from clothing that she found in her house. And fabric she found around her house. Now, she uses sewing as a hobby, and she was really excited about this. I'll let you tell which outfits she made. Very cute. And she actually had leftover fabric and decided to post one on Facebook to her friends and family. And she said, hey guys, does anyone want one of these? And she thought, well, I'll just give it away, or maybe I can make 2 of them. I don't know if I have enough fabric. And all of a sudden, people were like, yeah, totally, I'll buy one. How much are they? And she was like, well, I was going to give it away, but how about $10? And all of a sudden, more orders started flowing in for this one dress. And in a few weeks, by Christmas, she found herself having to move out of her sewing room, invite some friends over, and move into her garage so she could keep up with the orders. Now, she doesn't have a website. She just has a Facebook page. So she all of a sudden said, well, this is interesting. Why don't I formalize this? And she started a company called Lolly Wally Doodle, and she created a web page, a Facebook page called Lolly Wally Doodle. And she said, here's how it works. I'll just post a picture. You can buy this thing if you want. All you have to do in the comments section is give me your email address, tell me what your size is in summer or fall colors, and if you want it monogrammed, and we'll take care of it. You know what they did? They would mail you an invoice in the mail, and then you would pay it with a check, and then 4 to 6 weeks later, they'd send you the dress you ordered. And this kept going. She got tens of orders, hundreds of orders, thousands of orders all of a sudden, to the point at which she had to formalize it to explain to people that weren't sure how it worked. You just like it, then you tell us what you want. Do you want it monogrammed? We'll send you an invoice, then you'll pay the bill, and then we'll send you the package. Sounds complicated, but the purchase process was frictionless. And all of a sudden, she expanded again. She hired a team of people, moved into a new building. She still didn't have a website. And she said, this is weird if it's working on Facebook. Why don't I try this on Instagram? She did the same thing, and people said, I'll just take the use small. Here's my email address. Send me the invoice on Instagram. And she expanded again. And then Steve Case invested in her company and said, you need a website. And so she launched lollywallydoodle.com. And since 2012, she's doubled her revenues every single year. And in 2016, they did $71 million in business. 80% of that was business done directly on a social channel. She removed all the friction in the experience to create a loyalty loop that attracted new people constantly, people that shared the next thing. What if we remove friction from every step in our loyalty loop experience? What's our Lolly Wally Doodle strategy? How can we remove friction? Look, we all have a valuable asset. We have a list of customers and clients and friends and family and fans and followers. This is valuable, but we treat it like a commodity. We deliver a commodity experience. We tell them they're special, but we don't show them we're special. We tell them we're unique, but we don't show them what it means to be different. We need to build a loyalty loop experience. We need to change the game. We need to heighten anticipation, maximize our honeymoon period, extend inspiration all the way to the end, and remove friction whenever we can. We need to build a loyalty loop experience designed to show them how we're different. And I'm not asking you to implode your entire customer service experience today, but I am inviting you to light the fuse. Thank you guys so much. I'm Andrew Davis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. That was fun.
Awesome.
Thanks, Lynn.
You're going to be sticking around?
I'm going to be around until tomorrow afternoon, so grab me and we'll chat.
Sign some books?
I'll sign some books. I'll see you at lunch.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thanks, Len. Thanks, guys.
All right.